Happy Sunday, everybody. Final day of the baseball regular season. Today means the final regular season edition of First Pitch. Joining me from WagerTalk.com, Dave Koken, Steve Merrill. I'm Matt Josephs on SportsMemo.com. We'll get the recaps out of the way quick. Dave, how was your day yesterday? What are we looking at today?
Oh, it was good. It was a terrific day yesterday. I lost the hockey game, and that'll be my last NHL play until they start the new season because I just can't figure out Dallas. But college football went 4-0. 8-1 on the season now, and real happy with that. I've got 3 NFL plays. One of them is a free selection on a total that I think has a real good chance to win, and I've got 2 sides that I obviously like quite a bit, and you can get them all right now at Wager Talk. Last day for these specials that are out there as well. There are some tremendous specials at WagerTalk.com, so make sure and check them out.
Yes, I have that scrolling along the bottom now. 60 days of your favorite handicapper at Wager Talk or Sports Memo for only $378. That ends tonight. Steve's also on WagerTalk.com. Steve, how was your day yesterday? What can we expect today?
Yeah, that 60-day special, fantastic offer, as you all mentioned. 2-1 yesterday in college football, and I've got 4 NFL plays for Sunday, including a 5%er on the daytime card with a 22-2 ATS angle, and then also the Sunday night game is included with that 4-pack. And also a free baseball play. We're going to finish out the regular season here. I got a free late afternoon baseball play at wagertalk.com for Sunday. And
over on Sports Memo, I've got a 5%er up for today. I've got a prop pack, and then I'll have a Sunday night play as well. That's on sportsmemo.com. And to answer the questions real quick here, we do not, Director in La Maquina, we will have postseason shows. We just don't know if it'll start tomorrow or Tuesday. So stay tuned to all of us on Twitter, and we will keep you posted. All right, so final day of the regular season. In some ways, it's an easy day. Some days, it's a tough day. We'll just get things started. To Astros at the Rangers. We thought Young was going to start. We thought yesterday was going to be a bullpen day. McCullers started, so he's going up against Lyles there, Dave.
Yeah, and Houston will be playing on Tuesday, and Texas won't. I think that probably favors Texas a bit here, but I'm not playing Jordan Lyles.
Steve?
Yeah, this is a textbook example of how we're handicapping today. The last 2 days, I've used the Astros as a free play on Wager Talk. Just a light opinion. They weren't strong enough to be best bets either day, but I used them as my free play yesterday. I even put in the write-up it's going to be either McCullers or DeJong, and went back and forth. McCullers was like minus 180. DeJong was minus 130. And then all of a sudden, it was McCullers when all was said and done. But the Astros lost again, so I've had no feel for this team the last couple of days.
Detroit and KC, 2 teams just playing out the string, but Singer's been good as of late, Dave.
Yeah, he has, but it's 170. I don't want to lay that.
Steve?
Yeah, we mentioned yesterday how the Royals entered on a 3-game win streak. They put up, 23 runs in those 3 games, but then they lost 4-3. So Detroit's still playing hard, but I still think Kansas City the better team. Kansas City, by the way, has gone under in 6 of their last 8 games, even though they've been putting up some runs. Their pitching's actually been surprisingly decent.
By the way, that's the only 1 o'clock game. Everything else is around 3:05, 3:10 Eastern time. Yankees and Marlins, Schmidt and Urena, Dave.
And both teams are looking forward to playing on Tuesday. So this game is just let's get it done and see you later.
Steve?
Yeah, we talked about, the Marlins might be one of those few teams that has a letdown. They scored exactly 4 runs down 5 of their last 6 games. They lose 11-4 yesterday. This would be a pass for me.
By the way, the most important thing I would say for today is to make sure to check the lineups because we have no idea who's going to be in for half these games and what the pitching lineups will be. So make sure to check your lineups. Mets and Nats, 2 more teams playing out the string, Lugo and Voth, Dave.
And that's a play out the string game, so I'll leave that alone and wait for the next game, which I think I will be betting.
Steve?
Yeah, and how frustrating is it if you're a Nationals fan to see this team go 6-2 their last 8 games and still have nothing to play for? A really disappointing season for the defending world champs, to say the least.
Phillies fans will be watching this one, and Cardinals fans as well. Padres and Giants, Morjan, which means bullpen day against Smiley, Dave.
And Smiley's looking good. And the Giants still have something to play for. I think this is a game where you go ahead and take a shot with the Giants, and I would actually consider going a -1 here, even with the price being pretty reasonable. I think it's a good game for the Giants and a good chance to cash a ticket.
Would you be worried if the Padres went with their full lineup today, though?
I don't know why they would.
Right. Okay. Just asking. Steve?
Yeah, Dave mentioned the other show about Smiley's up a couple miles per hour this year. We talked about that earlier in the week. He's definitely pitching better baseball. And, buyer beware of these must-win teams. We saw yesterday the Cardinals get shut out 3-0. Both the Pirates and Red Sox win, put up 16 runs. The Giants lose yesterday. But Dave's right. It'd be Giants are passing this one for me, as they obviously have a lot to play for here.
Yeah, they've got the edge on the mound. Smiley he's pitching really good ball. that's the seller for me.
Orioles and Jays, Keegan Aiken, who's been pretty good this year against Tanner Roark, who's a gas can.
And it's the last game for Baltimore, and Toronto has something to play for. I would favor the Orioles.
Steve?
Yeah, Toronto's like the Marlins. I mentioned this yesterday. The two teams that looked like they were kind of celebrating more than the others after clinching was Toronto and Miami, or at least being in the race still. And the Blue Jays might be a little tighter in this one. And Baltimore's got some, offensive home run power. If they're playing loose, I wouldn't be surprised to see them put up some runs.
Alzolay and Reynaldo Lopez in the Battle of Chicago, Dave.
Well, I just basically never bet on Reynaldo Lopez, and I don't particularly care about the Cubs here.
Steve?
This is actually the one national TV game, I believe, is TBS at 3 p.m. Eastern. So this is kind of the spotlight game, if you can say that, here in the final day. White Sox need some momentum heading into the postseason. They lost 6 straight until that 9-5 win over the Cubs yesterday. Cubs have now lost 3 out of 4, and they've lost 5 of their last 7. So buyer beware of both these teams right now.
By the way, White Sox finished 14-0 against lefties in this truncated season, so that's something to watch for in the playoffs. Pittsburgh and Cleveland, bullpen day for the Indians against Brubaker, Dave.
Yeah, big game for the Pirates. They need to lose this game to get the number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah, they didn't get the memo yesterday, Dave, right, with that 8-0 win, and they've now
they've won a bunch of games this week.
4 out of 5, yeah.
Actually counterproductive figures.
But it just goes to show that we talk about these must-win teams and these teams that have nothing to play for. It's just you never know. The Red Sox, as I mentioned, win 8-2. The Pirates win 8-0 yesterday.
Well, yeah, and the players, because the management probably would just as soon see them lose. Players don't care about that. Players,
exactly.
They want to go out and do their best.
And baseball of all sports, especially, you're talking about hitters that are up 3 or 4 times a game. It's a one-on-one battle. They want to have better stats. They get paid more if they have better stats next year. And it's not like football where you need that intensity and that physical motivation when you're at the plate. So, you definitely can't write off these losing teams. And by the way, the Cubs clinched the division by default. I forgot to mention that last game when the Cardinals lost 3-0 yesterday in a must-win game for St. Louis to get in. Cleveland playing good baseball, though. But once again, Pittsburgh 4 out of 5, their last 5. That snapped Cleveland's 6-game win streak. A tough call in this one.
Red Sox and Braves, Nick Pivetta against Bryce Wilson, Dave.
Pivetta pitched well in his first start for the Red Sox. The price is low here for obvious reasons. Atlanta figures to sit some guys today.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Red Sox went 8-2 as an underdog yesterday. They've now quietly won 4 of their last 6. But what I like is they've put up 7 runs or more in 5 of their last 6 games. I mean, they're actually hitting the ball here down the stretch.
Reds and Twins, Sonny Gray, who knows how long he'll go, against Rich Hill.
Yeah, the Reds are looking forward to the playoffs. So are the Twins, but the Twins want to win their division.
Yeah, I would say there's more motivation here from Minnesota. As you know, I'm big on Cincinnati next week, though. We'll talk about more with them during the playoffs. Both them, Cleveland, who we just touched on, and Cincinnati, I think could be dangerous sleepers with those pitching staffs, especially in best-of-3 series.
Mariners and A's, Marco Gonzalez against Frankie Montas, Dave.
Yeah, look at the Mariners. And this is one where you've got a team that really has shown some enthusiasm, even though they're not going to make the playoffs, and took 2 yesterday from Oakland, and I think they'd probably like to win 1 more. And, again, all you have to do is look at the price. The odds makers are telling you what they project as the lineups here, because Oakland is a first-place team laying $1.25 against a sub-500 team. So, buyer beware if it looks easy on Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland's gone 2-5 their last 7. Seattle's gone 5-3 their last 8. They've been an underdog in every one of those games. They've been a $1.70 dog or bigger in a few of those games. They're still playing hard, and every team we've talked about here that has nothing to play for seems to still be playing hard this week.
Battle for L.A., Sandoval going for the Angels. No idea who's going for the Dodgers. Does it matter, Dave?
No. Next.
Steve?
Yeah, I just continue to point out the amazing stat. The Dodgers win by 2 or more, and then the last 2 nights they've lost as a $2 and $1.90 underdog. The underdogs won straight up, rather. So it's just an amazing run that continues to work. That continues to work until last night when the Dodgers went exactly 7-6. So I'd be a little careful with this game.
Rockies and Diamondbacks, Freeland and Bumgarner, Dave.
Nothing much here. Mad Bum has not been good, but again, this is an exhibition game.
Steve?
I think there could be some runs here. Obviously Chase Field is probably the second most hitter-friendly ballpark in the National League after Coors Field, and we did see 13 runs yesterday, went over that total of 9. Rockies have put up 5 or more in 3 of their last 4 road games, so they are hitting the ball well. And Arizona's put up 7 or more in 3 of their last 5, so I see no reason why these teams can't get some runs today.
By the way, I think I saw a tweet today. 5 teams still have their season win totals decided today. So good luck to those people who have still have live tickets. A couple games left. Phillies and Rays. Aaron Nola, who's been un-ace-like as of late, at least as far as I'm concerned, against Fleming. Dave, Phillies must-win situation.
Yeah, and it's built into the price. And, unless Nola's going 9, I don't think I want the Phillies because that bullpen is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the Rays have clinched the best record in the AL. The Phillies must win to get in. You know what side the public's going to be on in this game. But as I keep saying, it's just never that easy. If these must-win teams could win when they had to win, they would be sitting where the Rays are right now with a bye and nothing to play for. So buyer beware with the Phillies. It is priced in, as Dave said.
There is talk potentially that Eflin would be the one to relieve Nola depending on the situation and keep the bullpen out of it. Brandon Workman comes in, live bet the Rays. I don't even care what the score is. Final game, Brewers and the Cardinals. Anderson against Gomber, Dave.
Yeah, nothing here. Cardinals didn't do themselves any good yesterday, but they still control their own destiny.
Yeah, I mean, once again, they were when they were in, and not only did they lose, but they get shut out 3-0, and they only have 2 hits in the game. It just once again shows how these teams often play tight when it's a must-win situation. So I'd be very careful again with the Cardinals today.
And by the way, what are they going to do with the Cardinals? I mean, don't they have games left over? They didn't play 60 games yet this year.
It's winning percentage.
Yeah, they said all along it'd be win percentage. The Cardinals are going to be 2 games less than most other teams, just 58 games. And, of course, any over-under tickets are scratched with them, the Marlins. It's kind of a mess.
Pretty crazy. So that's the final day of the regular season. As always, please check the lineups, check the bullpen, read some stuff up, see how long certain pitchers are going to go. And don't forget to take advantage of our big offer, final day forward, 60 days of any handicapper at Wager Talk and Sports Memo for $378. We will be back at some point this week, either tomorrow or Tuesday. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and take care of it. Get Dave and Steve's stuff at wagertalk.com. I'm on sportsmemo.com. Enjoy the final day of the regular season. We will be back at some point this week here on Wager Talk YouTube channel.